Hey guys, it's Camma here. Just want to do some videos. I've been meaning to do it for a long time, but I guess with everything that happened with FraZe and whatnot, I thought it was long overdue that I did some educational videos. So obviously he's got a lot of his strategy videos over the years in Quake Live, but he's never really done too much for Quake Champions. And most of those videos are still relevant even in terms of strategy. Obviously there is the difference between QC and QL, but a lot of the strategy is still relevant. But no one I've seen really has done educational videos in terms of combat, and they certainly haven't done them where you're talking about what I would consider to be advanced or intermediate level combat. So that's the focus. What I want to make on this video today is I'm going to talk about some strategy in terms of what we do when we do these VOD reviews of these duels, but I'm also going to be focused heavily on the actual combat side of things. Of course there will be some strategy because I've always been a big believer that strategy and combat go hand in hand. You notice the better someone's combat, usually the better someone's strategy, and vice versa. Blokes have good strategy, have good combat. It's pretty rare that you see a disconnect between those two things, because really as you get better, both things are going to get better. So that's what I'm going to try and focus on today. Probably this clip's going to be more talking about rail, because the map is Blood Covenant, so you don't use as much rockets, maybe LG on that map compared to some of the other maps. Yeah, we'll get into it anyway. So obviously the purpose of the video is beyond the basics of combat. So if you are a new player, I think there are some other resources out there for weapon choice, these type things. Of course weapon choice comes into it, but I'm not talking the basics of weapon choice. I'm talking situations where you really have to be able to use all three weapons quickly, not just simple rockets for close range, LG for medium and rail for long. It goes beyond that. So anyway, we'll get into the video. I'm playing against Billy Onespay. For some reason, when we were playing on Discord, my audio wasn't my microphone, wasn't captured, but his was. So you see some comments from him, but you don't hear what I said in return. And I win these games quite comfortably, but it doesn't really matter whether you're winning by a lot or little. Fact is, the combat is usually the strategy that you can use to hit your shots is still the same against any other player. Obviously, as the player is better, it's harder to execute, but the theory of what you're trying to do and the weapon choice, all this type of thing, it's still very similar regardless of the skill difference between you and your opponent. Obviously the dodging they do is a little bit different, and it gets a bit harder the harder player that you're playing against. But the thing is, these days, even your mid-level players like your Billies and those type players, they still got good combat and good dodging if you allow them to make use of it. So anyway, we'll get into the map, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll pause the video at times and discuss a few aspects of what's happening. I think I've got my mouse here showing up, so... 3, 2, 1, fight. So if this sort of spawn, you just want to get to rail as quickly as you can, especially against a fellow light. Just try and get past... your opponent there so you can get to the red. As Athena, you can get away quite quickly with the hook, so it's unlikely he's going to be able to do much damage on you. He's only got normal machine gun as well, and rocket spam for that sort of distance isn't really going to hurt you. But the thing I want to note about how I shot that rail is it looks like a good shot, but the fact is I'm just holding on the left hand corner, and then if he just crosses back across, then I'll just press click. If he doesn't cross back across, I'll start to move my my crosshair towards the right slowly. Now, you see a lot, and this is going to, not the best example of it, but you do see a lot of players, and they try and move the crosshair to the opponent and hold still. I think that's a lot harder than just moving either, and it's going to be a recurrent theme in this video. You move the crosshair slowly towards the opponent if they're not moving towards where you've got it held, and then you shoot on the right timing, rather than try and move it to the opponent, especially against a light, because you've got to remember the lights have fast ground acceleration and they're small. So if you try and move it exactly to where they are and they move whilst you're moving your crosshair, because don't forget it does take time for the crosshair to get from point A to point B, you're better off not doing that, because it's very difficult to hit those kind of shots. Anyway, okay, go. So 6 MJ here. Took me too much damage, but it's okay. When we put these spam down, usually if it's precise level spam, I like to zoom it, not from that range if you're moving quickly, but just because you want to get exactly where it is. So I like to zoom a lot of my spam from range. And the thing you have to be careful of here is that he's charging from LG and gets you. If you get even 50 damage on your rocket, you'll be able to kill him when he comes out. Obviously he's not coming back. Yeah. Then we're going to get Mega. When we leave Mega, it's important not to take a rail now, because you need to understand that my old mate's, if he is around rail, which he probably is around rail from where I killed him on the spawns, then he's going to want damage on you whilst you're transitioning over to the next red armour. So I actually prefer to drop lowers here, because they're usually waiting up at the rail to get rail you towards cat. Oh, sorry, when I say drop lowers, I mean drop to mid platform and then push towards the rail. You need to remember he's only got 175 health max if he still has his ability. So as long as we don't take damage on approach to rail, we'll be able to get to rail and hook towards him and kill him, and then get the next red, and we're in a good position already. So I can hear him, he's up at rail, remember this. Yeah.
Oh, you just know?
Yeah, I heard you, Chief.
Wait, did you hear the anarchy?
So you want to get, going for this green can be a bit greedy, but especially down the rockets are doing. So you know he's going to be on the bridge, but he's only got 125 health, so nice shot. Going back this way, I like to do that simply because, you know, you're going to cut him off if he's trying to run away this way. It sounds counterintuitive. I actually don't mind if he gets red here, because most of the time I'm going to hit him with 1 or 2 rails. I remember in this situation, I remember this part of the job, I don't actually hit him once, but most of the time you're going to get that, and then you're either going to kill him, leave him crippled, and then you can go back to the mega and that. That's a theme in you know, a lot of duels. Most people tend to hate it when the opponent gets the major item. The fact is, your opponent's going to get major items, and a lot of the time when you have the weapons and they don't have the weapons, you're better off just letting them have it and then just deal damage from afar, or whatever advantage you have. Big example of that used to be on Furious Heights. I felt in Quake Live, when I felt I was getting the mega a lot, I wasn't getting many frags, because then you're out of position for the other items. It's better to let them go get it and use your rail advantage or your weapon advantage and just deal heaps of damage to them or kill them away from the item. And then you're in the middle of the map, you'll get them to spawn on the side where you've just killed them, there's nothing there for them, and then you can move back over to the other side of the map. So in this situation here, if you drop for red, he can actually pick up all the items on his side of the map, and you probably don't have time. Maybe as Athena you have time, but other characters you probably don't have time to get back to the mega in time. So that's why I don't mind going this way, even if it risks him getting red, because I know there's no chance that he will get red and not have me shoot 2 rails at him. And the way I am, usually I'm going to hit, well, usually I'm going to hit both, but I remember this, I don't actually hit any of them. But, you know, the strategy's still the same. Sometimes you're going to miss, that's just the case for anyone. So then you come to this position here, and now you see we've got, from here, we should be at least hitting this 1 shot, and then we've got a great chance to hit the 2nd shot, to probably kill him, or, you know, if he sticks around, we can hit the 3rd if we need to hit the 3rd and then frag him. But obviously I remember missing, but yeah. He can't do anything against us, right? You have to turn around when you shoot that rocket as quickly as you can, because otherwise he's going to get through. You don't, and it's only subtle, but you don't want to shoot that rocket going straight down, because then when he is coming through, you still need to turn around, and in that split second you've got to lose track of where he is. So it doesn't sound like much, but small things like that can make a big difference. Not to the first rocket, you'll get it in the right spot anyway, but it's the one after that, and you need to be able to look and see where he is. Especially as Anik, he's so fast and he could get bounced around, you know what I mean? Yeah. Set the stage strong. So we could have died there, but we didn't. Going for this green's probably a mistake, because he's probably going to spawn on Mega, so that's no good. So he's running away. You need to remember here, he doesn't know that we're weak. If he knew we were weak, we'd probably turn around and kill us. So we can just get more damage. When you hit a shot on an Aniki that's running past you really quick like that, you must not hold on the right hand side of the doorway. You won't hit him, he's moving too quickly. It's the same as if you're up a catwalk over here shooting towards the rockets, and you know he's going to be running past rocket. I used to watch FraZe a lot, and he used to always hold really close to the edge. I used to tell him, bro, who do you think you are? Like, you know, Prime Munzie on land or something with the fast reflexes. You're only going to get 1 shot, so just make sure you hit it. Hold to the middle, or maybe even left of the middle on this angle, and you'll hit the shot. So it doesn't sound like much again, but it is subtle where you should be holding your crosshair with these type of shots. I don't like to move my crosshair too much in these set shot locations. Just hold it in the right spot where I know he's going to cross over, and then shoot off the timing. It's much easier than moving your crosshair to the opponent. So coming in here for damage, probably should have used rockets. Just get the spam down. Just get away now, because you know,
I have no idea.
Yeah,
you just hit everything.
You know what you're doing because you're just jumping around the map. So we get this, and we should be heading back to rail. I saw him go low. Where I shot that rocket is, it looks like a caked rocket. The fact is, if he's charged up with LG, that's what you need to protect yourself against. So shooting it really deep on the left-hand side is fine. Even if I don't get any damage, it's okay. I protect myself. I know he's weak. I can probably drop down and kill him, which I just. Need more rail ammo, so I probably should have gone into that, but it's okay. It's really important, even though we know Mega's the next item, we need to head back to center map. The reason being is we don't want him getting all these armors and these weapons for free when we can put pressure on him. The other thing is the green on my left's probably there, so even if he does rail me and I rail him, I can grab the green, deny that, connect up this green that's sitting here right now and go to Mega. Even some top players in Australia, you see they're always waiting at Mega here, and it's really bad because you're just allowing your opponent to get control of the map. And worse, you're actually allowing them to be the ones pushing out to you to hold you up at Mega. You've got to remember, red is the next item after that. So they want to hold you up so that they can get that item. So what we're trying to do is we're pushing out so that we can get damage now, collect the items, and then be back on our way to red, and he's not strong enough to challenge. Whereas if you pick up Mega and he's just standing, like, by the time you get these either mid-map rockets or here, and he rails you on exit, and then he can make it really difficult for you to go challenge the Mega. If we push for damage first while we've got good stack, then we can collect the armors, and by the time we come back to red, he's only got 100 health. So then he can't really challenge red. We can get that, and we can get more damage. The other thing is we do need rail ammo, so it's important not to just sit at Mega here because you're just allowing him too much control when you shouldn't be doing that. And you see he's at rail. And we actually killed him because he must have rocket jumped to get the rail. So Mega's coming soon, but we can get this and head back there. Again, this is a situation where I actually don't mind if he gets the Mega here because I can hit 2 shots on the Mega or whatever. Obviously, he got to rockets really quick, which I wasn't expecting, so it looks like I'm about to eat one, but I'll switch to rockets and try and finish away. You need to remember, he's only 125 health. So as long as this rocket isn't like it absolutely destroys you and knocks you backwards, you're probably good anyway. So it's okay that he knocks us away. Probably should peek a bit harder there. Red's coming, so I just want to get the same situation. I want to get damage. Again, it's okay if he gets Mega here. I'll just hit a couple of rails. So nice shot. One thing I will say is sometimes when they're dodging that pillar, what you want to do is shoot a rocket on the left-hand side of the pillar and then hold your crosshair on the right-hand side with the rail, because you know the rocket will hit on the left, and if he walks into it, it's going to hit him, and it's probably going to knock him to the right of the pillar. If he doesn't go that way because he sees the rocket coming, he's going to be on the right of the pillar, and then you have to adjust your crosshair. Obviously, I didn't have time to do that because he was moving quite quickly, so I hit a nice shot on the right-hand side of the pillar. But yeah, that's something you can do in that situation. It's quite common fire on this map. So again, red's up here, but I'm not too bothered about it yet because I just want to nullify what he can get on the map. So I might just wait here. Yeah, this is good because he's probably going to come for rockets. I'm pretty sure I remember he actually already had rockets on there. Yeah, which could have caught me off if I pushed it a little bit harder. So just back off, guys. I'm happy to rocket jump back up here. When you shoot those rockets, these type rockets in these situations, you know he's weak. So what you actually want to do is stop him being able to get away. And the way you do that is shoot the rocket straight, deep behind him. So if he moves backwards, he's going to walk onto it and it's going to destroy him. If he moves forwards, it might not hurt him, but he's going to be close to me. I can hit the next one easily because I've got too much health for him to be able to LG me to death. So that's why you always... And FraZe is probably the best player I've ever seen at it, certainly in Australia. He shoots these really deep rockets. And you just walk into them all the time and you think, what are you shooting it there for? But the way we used to always put it is, it's like putting in golf. If you hit the putt too hard, it can still go in the hole. If it's too shallow and it doesn't get to the hole, it can never go in the hole. So it's the same with this in Quake. If you shoot a really deep rocket, it can still hit him directly, even if it was going to hit the teleporter behind him, you know what I mean, and wasn't going to hit the ground. It can still hit him. Whereas if you're short, it cannot ever hit him. So that's why you're better off shooting these deep rockets, control his movement. And he's only got 125 health, so now I can just push in and kill him, you know what I mean? Use rail, probably shouldn't have. But just get out of there, don't go this way. Again here, you can quickly run to the right here and challenge him at the Mega. But I'm not saying it couldn't work, but if he hits a good rocket on you and as you're coming, then and controls your movement with that, you're probably going to die, or he's a good chance to die. With the rail advantage, and I know red's the next item, he hasn't got rail, he probably doesn't have a machine gun. I like to drop down into this little bit here in front of me, because you got to remember he's trying to race you to Mega, so by the time you get here and go through the teleporter, he's going to be at Mega. And again, we can hit 1, 2 rails if that's what we want to do. So probably should go through the teleporter, it's a bit easier to hit, but yeah, not sure. Just take your time here. Nice rocket by him. Probably jump for this now and here and back it up. We want to race back to red, but it's the same story. We should be able to get there in time to at least deal damage, if not get it ourselves. So he's already there. Shoot 1 rail. So this is what I wanted to focus on in the video, is how I shot that second rail. A lot of players have a lot of trouble hitting these type of rails because it isn't easy, because you've got a really small target. He's out in the open, yes, but he's dealing damage onto us with heavy machine gun. We have to be quick with how we shoot. But he's moving very quickly laterally left to right, so it's not easy. Way I like to shoot him, and I'll reverse the video a little bit so you can see it. I will hold the crosshair on the first one's just as he's moving backwards, just a normal shot, just aim where you can sort of hear him and shoot. The second shot is the hard shot, and it's the one most players tend to struggle with because he's now moving laterally left to right, and the spot's not easy. So the way I try to shoot it is I put my crosshair on the right hand side of him, and then I either move left with my body, or I slightly start to move the crosshair to the left as I'm moving in the same direction, or even the opposite direction. And at one stage, those two crosshairs will cross over each other. And there is one thing important to note. Athena's probably the best character to do that with because her lateral acceleration is the fastest. So you need to remember, he's playing a light as well, but if he was playing someone who can't move as quick and you're both moving left at the same time, Athena will actually get further across than the other guy by the time. So the crosshair will catch up to where he is, and that's if he doesn't move to the right and dodge across it. Now, intermediate and not level guys, they're not really looking at where you're aiming to move, they're dodging. But there is some top players around Australia and in the rest of the world that are. Biggest example of that is Dandy King. He always looks at where you're aiming and he tries to avoid moving crossing across that point. And it's good dodge because it's making it harder for you to hit the shot. You've got to move your mouse to hit the shot. Now some players really like to move their mouse in these sort of situations and stand still. I just don't think it's really consistent. I see even top level professionals not hitting these type shots 2 and 3 times in a row, like you probably should be because of how they're aiming so much with the mouse. It's really not easy, especially with the the finicky little Anarchy and how quickly he can switch left to right. So we'll just play that part again, and you'll just pay attention to how I move on the second shot. I'm putting the crosshair to the right of him and then quickly move left with my body here. And then it just crossed. You'll see my crosshair did not move. I held it still and I moved quickly left. That's really important, and there's a couple of rails I hit like this in this game. It doesn't look like much, but you will have a lot easier time hitting these type of shots if you aim like that. And I'm not trying to be arrogant here, but I've never seen, and some other players, even top level players, has commented on this before, never seen players who hit these type of shots from above with this much consistency as I can. The other tip I can give you, and it's easy with Anarchy, but when you hear where they are when you're not looking, picture it in your mind before you peek, so you already know where you're going to be aiming. That's especially important on the first shot because you can hear him and you can sort of pinpoint exactly where he is. And it doesn't sound like much, but every little bit of information that you can get before you peek just helps to paint that picture a little bit easier. So that's what I like to try and do. So now I hit that second shot. He has no rail, so probably switch to heavy machine gun and finish him off, and then we can head back towards rail or mega and continue the cycle. And again, he's dead now. So he got the red, that's fine. As long as he's not here with machine gun trying to assess me. Again, because this is where you have to pay attention to the timing on where he could have spawned. Remember the previous time I was in this situation, I dropped down for the health bubble and the armour, even though I was worried that he was coming. Now my spam's a little late because he could have already been charging straight towards me. So if I'm dropping down and he's there, I'm going to be dead. Whereas if he is there, I can still get spam or rail or whatever damage. Even though I can't get any damage on him, as long as I don't die, I can hold him up. I can go get the top green or the lower green or whatever, and then play around rail, try and get more ammo, try and get more red. As long as I'm not dying, I can make life difficult for him so that even if he ends up getting the next red, he won't have rail, or he'll be a little bit weaker if he gets both, or I won't be dead, you know what I mean? As long as you have some advantage on the map, you can still play. Whereas if I drop down here and I'm dead, And especially with Rala, that'd be terrible. And then he's got everything, he can challenge the red, and it's only 6 frags, so he can come back in the map. So it's actually really important to play these sort of situations a little bit differently based on the different timings. And sometimes that can change where you put your spam as well. Obviously on this sort of angle that we can see in front of us, there's only really one spot to put it. But quite often you want to shoot it even further left if you think he's going to be there earlier. But in this situation, like I said, you can't really do that. But there is other situations, other maps we'll get to in other videos where splitting your spam is really important, but we'll get there when we get there. So just wait for information now. Okay, cool. So he's got rail, I didn't realise he had that so quick, so probably shouldn't contest here, probably going to die. So, yeah, bad. But with 68 health, not much you can really do. As a Athena, it's not too bad to die there because you can get the rail easier. Probably shouldn't come this way though. Try to hold him up so I can go get red, but the fact is that I'm probably not going to be able to do that with just rockets. So, no, again, so lucky I like getting up top quickly as Athena, and then we're just looking to work out where he is. We don't really want to take damage now, because the reason we don't want to take damage now is because nothing's up on the map. We still haven't got all our weapons, and if he rails me, he's going to have position on the Mega here, and because there's no item stuff on the map for me, I'm probably going to have to skulk around the LG or go get the lower green or something. So this is where you got to be careful not taking any damage. I'm pretty sure he rails me from Cat, and then you can't challenge next Mega, which is bad. This is when he's looking to deal damage, so you should be, as his opponent, looking to be like silent and make your way around the map, get what you can, and then even if you're playing for the next red, maybe you're playing for the next red, that's okay. But moving about the map quickly here and taking damage is really bad. Yeah, so this is no good, because now you can see I can't really do it. He's railed me again and I'm dead, so yeah, terrible play. Pushing here is probably bad too, but yeah, I was probably bad. Just want max damage here so I can spawn at red. But yeah, again, bad play. You haven't got the right weapons to play right. And now I can't even go for the red because he's going to be there. Ah, give it to me for free, cheers, yeah. Just try to hit it. I was caking me LG a bit, so just get away. Again, same situation, we just want to get rail. It is important to bluff towards the Mega there and stuff, just so that he goes to cut it off. Because if he knows you got to rail on that, he can just sit top mid and or plat and just wait for you, try and get as much damage as he can. But if you bluff towards the Mega, then he kind of has to go towards the Mega, and then he can go get your items. It's only subtle, but it's really important. So just trying to get this and get back to the left side, get away from him. So he pushes into the rail, you get big damage. He might not have Mega as well. Yeah, he doesn't. Perfect. Head back. Even if that lower green is there, don't go for it there because you need to go deny rail and get damage. So he has no rail there. Can drop down, but you've got to be careful as well. So cool.
Combo killer.
Heading this way is probably a bit of a mistake. It's a bit greedy. Reason being is because red's up. But yeah, we'll see if we can get damage on him. Yeah, he's already gone and got it. So that's a mistake. Just want to hit one shot here, or at least deny rail. If he comes this way, it's okay. When you shoot that rocket there, you always want to shoot and turn around. Reason being is because they always get there a bit faster than what you think. Obviously, as Anarchy, got there even too fast for me to do that. But yeah, when you jump to that little health bubble there, you kind of want to turn your body around the other way. Reason being is because when you snap down, you can only shoot 90 degrees. But if you turn around and he's going fast, you can actually lift the rocket up and go even behind 90 degrees from what you're facing in the other direction. Like I said, it's only subtle, but it makes a big difference. The other thing is, when he comes to the teleporter, you see it as he's doing it, and you're facing the right way to fight him or drop down and get away. So it is important when you jump that way, you always want to shoot the rocket the other way if you think they're going to head towards the teleporter. So Mega's coming. Hit up top here. Jumping like I just jumped then is no good unless you have hook, because if he is coming through, he can hit you. See if I can get some damage. Again, he's probably going to try and drop to red, so I'll just drop down. If he gets red here, it's okay, I'll get damage.
5-minute warning.
Can hook up, but don't have to. Good rocket by him if he was pushing with LG, that would be annoying. Just instead of pushing, I'm just trying to defend myself get away. Once I start caking, just get away. And again, try and cut him off. Nice rocket. That last rocket, just get it around the corner, because you must frag him there. If you don't frag him there, he can get away, get lower green if it is up, and then he's gone. So just take your time on the rocket. It's unlikely he's going to knock you away, so yeah, just do that. Just hook up here. Yeah. Alright, saw him. Just want to run and cover Frail. Just full on charge it. don't think he's got it, so we can go for damage here. Alright. Coming up here is good because he can get damage in here where he is before you go to get... So now I know where he is. Before you go get red, don't go straight red. Just be careful now. We're not that strong if he's got a machine gun. Nice rail. Probably shouldn't go for a shot like that, though. Just have fun. I think I'll shoot another rail like the one we took him out before here. Maybe not. Different situation. I'll just quickly get away. He's still got no weapon really to hurt us, you know what I mean? So we just take our time. Thought I had a hook there, I remember. Same situation as before. And then see how I'm moving my body to create an angle? It's like in CS is the easiest game. When if you're both like laterally like this, that's when the hardest to hit the shot is. If you can make it, even if you just move 45 degrees, and now when he moves forward, it's not completely perpendicular to you the way you're facing, then that will make the shot easy to hit. I don't think he's got red, so we can drop for it here as well.
Master. Killing spree. Stopwatch.
Get more armor, get on the other side of the fight. So when you shoot, it's only subtle again, and he's probably dead no matter what you do here because he's only 125 health. When you shoot that first rocket, just shoot it on the left-hand side of him. So again, it's the same situation we were talking about up top rockets. If it's on the left-hand side of him and he's trying to get away, then he either walks into it or he's stuck against the wall as I'm getting closer. Now, he hasn't got a weapon that can really hurt me here, so it probably doesn't matter what I did, but imagine he had LG, it's the same situation. Just shoot it to control him first, because you've got good stack, he's not going to kill you, and then we shoot it on the right-hand side. And the fact is, if I get away on 1 health or 100 health, it doesn't really make much difference, because I'm going to have at least 2 health bubbles, the green armour, and the mega, so I'm going to be 150, 75 by the time this fight finishes, so long as I frag him here. So that's what you're trying to look for. Just shoot the rocket on the left-hand side, control his movement, and then you know to keep waddling forward towards him and shoot the rocket against him. So head back to rockets because we're strong. Don't have any hooks, but just here where he is. Again, he could be down low, so just be careful. Same situation, Mega's up here, but I want damage. It's a nice shot. I think this is the shot I'm talking about. So that's the same. It looks like I just hit him, but the fact is that's not what happened. I held the crosshair on the left-hand side, and he walked into it. I was just about to start moving towards the right, and then you'll hit him, because he either has to duck for cover, which a lot of players do duck for cover because they want to get cover when they know you're rallying them, but I'm waiting on the left-hand side. And then I'll start moving towards the right, towards the mega, and I'll pick it up, and I won't move my crosshair, or maybe the slightest amount, and I hit him as I'm going. So watch that again. It's only subtle, but you'll see it.
Impressive.
Yeah. Drop because he's got enough health, so can be risky with the new LG buff, but it's fine.
Can't catch me now.
Get up to top mid. Seen him there, so it's fine. Can go to rockets here, but I want to probably get this green. Get damage on him here, because this is, you got to remember, when he's on this side of the map, he doesn't want me coming there. Fact is, well, I haven't got a hook, but fact is, he can't get to red. So just going to get red here. I see a lot of players, top level players, they're going to go get red here. You don't need to do that. You want to get damage on the map, limit what he can get while he's got nothing, and get your damage now. And it is something you will have to play around with as a newer player or even an intermediate player, when you should be going for damage or not. And the fact is, you'll learn, because what will happen is you'll go for damage, you're too late to get there, and he's often steals your red. It'll happen to you. But you get, the more experience you get, you get more of a feel for when you can push out for damage, when you can't. This situation is perfect to get damage, because the fact is he can't really hurt you. And okay, he's jumping around like a mindless chicken. I get that. But I can get damage. These shots are easy shots to hit when he's jumping around the map, not knowing what he's doing. I can collect his armors, I can control his movement, and when it's all said and done, red's still there for me, and I'll get another frag maybe as well. So I hit that shot. Again, hold it on the left-hand side, and I was trying to move towards the left to line him up, but he's obviously got this little cutout on the very left that he can get to, so... You're not going to, even when you do have a good aiming style like what I feel like I've got for these type of rails, you are going to miss some from time to time, and that's just, no one can hit every shot. But as long as you're hitting, I try and hit 66% of the shots. That's a good number, like, that's going to, it's more than most, it's going to put him under a lot of pressure when you're hitting all these shots, and, it's going to make easy frags for you, which is what you want. You probably should go back to rockets here. You can just leave here, but you know, good spam. Unlucky not to get more damage, but it's alright. Still, he can't get to his side of the map, you know what I mean? So, I'm still looking for damage here, which is a bit greedy. Nice shot. Can just charge him, especially now. Right now. I could believe he died, I don't remember. But it's okay that he got the red. Like, honestly, I'll prefer obviously that he died, but it's okay, we're still good. He still has no weapon and whatnot. So we just want to head out to center map, try and stop Rail. Can still peek here, we've got to be careful, but I'll take away his Rail, he was good. If Mega's up here as well, just yeah, see, probably should have dropped down. Because now he can get Megas in the state. It's okay, we'll have to wait for him now. Probably should grab it off while I'm waiting. No Rail, no PSC. He still has no Rail. Oh no, he does have Rail, sorry, he does. So I just want damage, probably should grab the health ball while I can. So this is that same situation I was talking about before, where he doesn't want to take damage because he wants to challenge my next red. So it's the opposite. Remember, I was up at the Rockets, now he's up at the Rockets, but he doesn't want to take damage here in transition. And this is a really important time to get damage because whoever gets this damage is likely going to have the pick of the items, or at the very least, you know, they're going to be able to put pressure on the other guy. Maybe hit a shot that's going to frag or whatever. So he's just jumping around the map willy-nilly, which is bad. I'm sort of playing silent, trying to get some damage in transition. End of the day, we're up by 13-1. We've already won, I get that. But if we hit this rail, we are guaranteed that we're going to get one of the next two items at the very worst. That's the very worst that's going to happen to us now. So, yeah. So we hit this damage. Now, we can either head back to red or mega. It depends what happens with the next rail. But no matter what happens, I'm certainly in the map now.
Netmaster.
He runs away. Tried to hook him. Nice trouble. Just charge at him now. Bad rocket, that's okay. So we probably want some damage on this and then just get away. It looks greedy to go for this next shot. He's only got machine gun, I don't think he's going to frag me. Probably should spam a rocket, but it's alright. Now just get away. Gotta be quick in case he does come through with his machine gun now. But it's alright. Now head to deny rail. Yeah, so we're cool, we're stuck on that side of the map. Still has no rail. He has LG, I'd say, but that's alright, we can get damage here. Oh, he's got away. It's fine. Just get top map, he still can't move around the map as much as he wants. Probably should hook back up, come this way, it's no good. Nice. Good frag. Now, you'll notice, and this is probably the big takeaway from this engagement, notice how I had rail out, but I didn't shoot. If you shoot that rail, you're probably going to die. Even if you, I guess you could hook back as Athena, but most champions in that situation, if you shoot that rail, even if it hits, you're probably going to die. So I quickly switched to rockets, hit him with a rocket, and obviously the next one was quite good as well, and I hit the rail to finish him off, but I could have got away if I felt that the engagement wasn't going to go for me once I shoot that first rocket. Whereas if you shoot that rail, you're going to die. Nice mate, that's right. He hasn't got red, but that's the important rail to go to. Even though you're only 8 health, the thing you have to understand is he's only got machine gun. He's only going to shoot 2 bullets by the time you peek and quickly rail. I don't think he's ever going to kill you there. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I just don't think it's going to happen too often. So we get that green, which stops him from able to charge us on our red. And now he really has to get the machine gun and head back to the other side of the map. So we're getting up to 150 armour and probably 100 health by the time we figure out the health bubbles. And he's still not going to have any other weapon except for MG and LG. Right. Just shoot the pre-fire. Can go for the health bubble down low first, because we want one more health bubble. Nice shot. And then we got the frag.
Too good, I just can't fucking do anything.
Good spawn. Cool. Should have got the health bubble, that's terrible. It's going to cost me when he's here with rockets as well. Same situation, I set up my crosshair on the right hand side of him early, and then he's going to cross over into it. It looks like I moved to him, because it happened quite quickly, but just set your crosshair up far right, and wait till he crosses over. He's just jumping around. If he stops still, then that's when we start moving left, or we move our mouse gradually left. I don't ever really like, unless I have to because it's really fast, snap my mouse to the opponent. Now some players, they love it, and it doesn't look good, but I just don't think it's consistent to do that, even for the absolute best. So yeah, that's how I always try to aim my roll. See, I'm always zooming. You don't have to do that, but I think from long range, some players, they don't like to zoom. I just don't know why. It just makes it so much easier. You're shooting against something that's big. You know, you've got this tiny, or you've got the decent sized crosshair usually in Quake, and you've got this tiny little model, and you're trying to shoot him from the other side of the map. It's like you're shooting ants, you know what I mean? Like, it's too difficult. So you must be zooming. Anyone who doesn't zoom, it doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's just harder. So, yeah. Again, same story. If red's coming up, we can get the items on. Instead. So that's the thing. You don't have to get the items to destroy them. You know what I mean? So as long as you maintain the weapon. How many rails do you shoot this game? Like, maybe not even 10. You know what I mean? Again, this is good damage for me because I'm going to go yeah, nice spam. I probably didn't too much. Yeah, so it's okay. Right, GG. So that'll be
I literally couldn't do anything.
Video. But obviously, yeah, like he said, I couldn't do anything. The reality is, I hit a couple of nice shots, but I didn't do too much that really put him under pressure. I don't think he's that experienced with Anarchy on this map. I think it's probably a better matchup for me, certainly, out of the two. But I didn't really do anything that special. Like a couple of nice shots with good consistency, but there was only probably one or two good shots, you know, in the whole time. The rest was just bread and butter, you know what I mean? And you're making him, what's a decent player? I'm not going to say he's a great player, but a decent player looked very, very ordinary, just from the way I moved around the map, controlled the map. Let them get items, you know what I mean? They're going to get items anyway, but let them get them. The ones that they get, and you can maintain your distance on them, you're just going to destroy them. Because there was a situation in the Knight versus Dandikin game on this map that was important. And Knight, Dan dropped towards the red armour from the bridge, and Knight hit insane LG on the way down, but Knight still died because Dan hit him with a lot of LG back. Whereas if he just sat back where I was sitting back at the mid platform there and rail him, he can't get any damage on me. We both have LG, so why would I want to use LG? He doesn't have any rail. He's only got starting machine gun, so I can destroy him from range with 2 or 3 rails, and he's just helpless. Like, you know what I mean? And he might not hit every shot. Dan's got a good dodge, especially around the items. But you know, even if you hit 1 out of 3, he's not going to hurt me more than I'm hurting him. And then I've got him controlled on that side of the map. You know what I mean? It's really important. Instead, what happened was he pushed in with LG, and it's a 50-50 fight. Dan's getting the red, so he's getting extra 100 health in the fight, and then he killed him. And I was just sitting there thinking, well, bro, you shouldn't have pushed in with the LG. That's not using your weapon advantage. You're not thinking about the advantage you have in the fight. And of course, yeah, sometimes everyone wants to pin him in midair and kill him. I get it. But with the way LG hits at the moment, you know, you're going to lose a lot of health in those side of fights, even if you win. So you're better off just using your space, using your weapon advantage. So yeah, that'll be the end of the first video. It was more focused on the rails in this sort of map, how I was sort of shooting them, what I was thinking, as long as some of the tactics. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something, and feel free to ask me any questions. I'm going to make a couple more videos, but that's the first one. Yeah, thank you.